Who has the most organized brain right now? Not Catherine.
Nope.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Episode 16 of
Yay.
the PreWrap. We have kind of like a miscellaneous episode talking about everything. Last week we had the AZ up, so we didn't really fully talk about the draft.
Right. There's a lot that we
There's a lot going on. Free agency.
Yeah, free agency
Or training camp.
and training camp. Oh my God, I can't
Those are
speak.
pretty much the big
Yeah, those are the big things.
Yeah.
And we'll have some preseason games coming up soon.
So excited.
Crazy.
When does it start? Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday.
Okay, fun.
Crazy. I feel like for the draft, we should all pick a high moment and a low moment.
Okay.
Should I start?
Yeah, you start.
I feel like my high moment was Holly Rose speaking French.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Where did that come from?
Yeah.
Great.
I was like, this is why she's successful, because she can just pull that out when she needs it. That was crazy. And my low moment, or maybe not a low moment, but like a moment of like, was the Flage
Yeah, I
trade.
was gonna say
gonna
the
say
Flage.
the
Should we all
Flage
just say the
trade.
That was
Flage
my
trade?
It has to be the Flage
It has to be
trade.
because I don't have any other low. Not even that it was low because she's sliving, and it was just weird.
It was just an odd
Really
trade.
strange.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was
Portland
my
traded Flage to Seattle for Marta Suarez,
no,
right?
Golden
Yeah.
State.
Oh, to Golden State.
The Golden
right.
State traded
Golden
her.
State traded her to
Yeah.
Seattle.
Yeah. So
I
For
feel
Marta
like
it was
Suarez.
strange.
her general draft was just fascinating because I
Yeah.
feel like she fell. Like
Yeah,
she
she fell.
started the season as a top 5 pick. So I think that was, I don't know if it was a low moment, but definitely just interesting. And then
Yeah.
I feel like the antithesis of that was seeing such a great season that Olivia Miles had and to
Yeah.
see her
Yes.
go 2, which is
Two.
crazy. That was crazy to
Yeah,
me.
was
her stock skyrocketed.
Yeah, with all the
really
other
happy for her.
UCLA
Yeah.
I know.
ladies, because
So is that your high then?
Probably Olivia at 2, I think was
Okay.
a cool moment.
Good.
my high maybe it was when Gianna Neepkins got drafted and her whole family was like sobbing. Her dad and her mom. I remember I was like, oh my God. I just love the draft because
Yeah.
everybody's so happy and so proud of everybody. And it's just like so
It's just like
happy, like dreams
vibes.
literally coming true.
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So that was my high moment. It was just really cute.
Maybe
and
another high is Flage's little brother.
I was thinking Flage's little brother too. Dude, up there.
Cutest
And then
little
walking around
baby.
with the 2 hats.
I know.
Replacing the hat.
So sweet.
Yeah. A lot of highs.
A lot of
And then one weird.
Just a little
Weird moment.
strange moment, but
Yeah.
a lot of happy things.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else. I feel like I had a question for y'all about Minnesota because like Fee's not going to be back until like,
Right,
June, and they lost like a lot of their front court. Yeah, basically their entire
I
front
know.
courts, and I'm just kind of like, who do you think is going to step up for them?
I know. It's weird to call them, like, I almost feel like they're in a rebuilding,
It's
which
weird.
but it's weird because it's like not that they have all the same players, they just aren't going to be able to play them.
So-
or some of the same players, they're just not going to be able to play them.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like maybe they're changing their.
and Kayla McBride is
I was gonna
injured.
say-
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's who I would have been like, that's the one who can step up.
But she's also.
But she's also
not
injured.
available.
They went from like, and Courtney Williams isn't a scorer; she's more of a playmaker.
Yeah.
So I'm just
kind of like
like
Olivia, which is why it was like.
It's
Right.
an interesting take.
Interesting.
But once again, it's kind of like, do we take someone that fits our scheme more, or do we just take the best player available?
Right.
But I feel like they went from like contenders to rebuild like so
Yeah.
fast.
I know.
It's crazy how that can happen.
I haven't been like watching their training camp content, which like not that the training camp content like I don't know necessarily means
Much.
a lot, but
because it's
I don't
so
know, like, maybe-
narrative
yeah,
driven.
yeah,
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know who's gonna step up.
Just a big
Who do
question
they
mark
have?
over all of the links.
I feel like also with free agency, my brain is scrambled. Like all the teams are scrambled in my brain.
Yeah. There were so many moves this season because there were so many free agents.
Yeah,
So-
like 100.
Yeah, I think that is Dorka Yuha's back on Minnesota now?
Oh, that's a good. Didn't she just do what was she playing in the Euroleague? Where is she playing?
She was in
Wait, where did you
Europe.
say?
She was.
Was she
EuroLeague?
Yeah, was
yeah.
in the Euro.
Yeah.
She was in the EuroLeague.
So I think she's back.
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
I think. Let's see. Who else do we have?
Yeah, she was in the EuroLeague. But
Aubrey Griffin is on a training camp
I mean,
contract with them. Jalen Sherrod is also on a training camp. Natasha Howard is there. And then a lot of people that I'm not super familiar with, if I'm being honest.
Well, Dorka was just named youngest ever EuroLeague MVP, so maybe they just count.
so,
Yeah,
okay.
maybe they're just right. They're going.
I also
going with
feel
her.
like they just kind of have to like hold it down a little bit. Until
Yeah,
he comes back.
I think so.
Is kind of the vibe. But
Yeah, when
who's their front court?
It's gonna be, I guess, Dorka.
Dorka and
And
no one
only
else?
Dorka. Well, Natasha Howard is also there, and
Wait.
she's like a big
Natasha Howard is
yes,
signed to the Lynx.
yes.
Wow, I didn't know
Okay.
that.
So I guess they.
Oh,
have
she
two
left the
people there.
Fever? Mm-hmm. Wow.
So
Interesting.
I know. So I guess I
she's
have two
great.
people to do.
That's a
something.
WNBA champion.
yeah,
I know.
until Fee gets back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just hold it down.
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Oh,
Just a
I
month.
really like that signing for them, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Natasha Howard. That's a good vet to
Hope
have
is
around,
alive.
especially while Fee is out.
yeah.
Hope is alive.
Hope is alive.
Hope is alive for the Lynx.
for sure.
Okay, who do you think is gonna finish better as an expansion team? Like final season standings, the Tempo or the Fire?
Who I need to like look at their roster.
I
again.
have no
I'm
idea.
I remember I looked at the Portland. Was it Portland? And I was kind of like, what? What is this?
I
squad?
think both of them. I'm gonna be honest. Both of them. I've looked at their rosters and I've been like, what's going on?
That's what I'm thinking. I feel like I thought that more with Portland. I just don't know. Like, if I don't think that either of them are gonna have this season that like the Valkyries did. I just can't.
Really?
I don't think so.
I don't
either.
know. I feel like I'm doubting that.
I feel
early,
like
but
I could see like Marina
Yeah,
Marina,
is
like
she
because she had such a
Toronto?
good unrivaled
She's
season.
Toronto.
Yeah,
Toronto,
she's
yeah.
with Toronto. She was like averaging really high points during unrivaled. So I don't know. I feel like I could see her kind of doing like a Kayla Thornton, Monique Billings type of like
Yeah.
role on the Valks.
And she's
but-
playing with her sister again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I agree with that.
but I also agree. I also felt confused by their draft pick. Like I felt confused why they didn't take like Tanaya Latson
yeah.
or Raven Johnson when they were still available. Who did they take again?
They took Kiki Rice, and they took.
Or maybe I'm thinking of the Fire.
Portland. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're both like kind of.
The same.
It's yeah, they have like very
both just
similar
too new.
vibes
Yeah.
to me, and I think, I guess now that I'm like looking at Toronto, they do have Isabel Harrison. I know that.
Yeah.
Brittany Sykes is
Toronto,
gonna be
to
a
me, is-
leader for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, I really like the Tiani Key pick. I think she's going to be a more effective WNBA player than maybe people expect her to be. She's, like, really long and super agile. And so I think she has, like, a high ceiling. Like, a lot of development can happen for her. And then Nyara Sabali is also there.
Okay.
Another WNBA champion.
Maybe Toronto's.
I feel
Maybe
like
Toronto's
Toronto
in a better
did
position.
better.
Yeah. Because when I was saying earlier, I was like, Portland, I just remember looking at their roster and being like, what?
Yeah, it was confusing. I don't think they made as many pickups.
No, they
as-
took Nika Mule, who's out for this season.
Yes.
It's like,
Right,
maybe
I
one.
did see
But
that
I'm
too.
like,
crazy.
Which I'm happy for Nika that she's on a roster, but I'm
Yeah.
kind of confused.
Okay, but
what
isn't that
confused.
crazy that she was taken and like Natasha Cloud is still unsigned?
like,
what are we
I
talking
think
about?
this is like also something that we really need to address is like that there are some like really big players who like still haven't found
Even Sid Colson being unsigned.
exactly.
I know. Which, when did she get injured last year? Like, I don't remember what point in
true.
the season.
It was
Like,
kind of later, right?
right. But again, like, Nika,
3/4 of the way
maybe
through.
like Nika's younger, so they want
I was gonna say
like,
Sid's
keep,
a little
like,
older.
rehab her.
But I'm like Natasha Cloud is a starter.
I know.
for any team.
And Natasha Cloud is the craziest one to me.
Is
I
there
know, I can't
something
believe that she's
there
not-
has to be something going on that we don't know about.
Do you think she doesn't want to take a certain contract like at this point in her career, and it's making it difficult for
Like
because she fired her agent
Yeah, that
like last
that
week,
was happening.
like really recently. So I'm like,
Maybe she's not getting the number that she wants.
right,
Yeah.
or like did they put her number too high? Another like, yeah, people just don't want to take it.
I know.
Well-
I feel like she is in like kind of an odd negotiation spot where she's obviously one of these like key players on a lot of and has had a lot of success in the W, but she's often like the person who's setting up the star, right? And so it's hard.
She's like a role starter.
She's like a true point guard who's maybe doesn't have like the scoring potential of other players, but definitely is like a real role player,
high impact player.
Yeah, and so I mean, maybe her reps were having a hard time negotiating her salary within the new contract, and like, I mean, also like her partner is in Toronto now.
So do you think she also would rather be somewhere like she's limiting where she would want to play
because she's older, kind of?
Yeah,
she like wants to be picky.
Yeah,
maybe. I mean, it's kind of hard to imagine her saying,
I'd rather not play.
I'd rather not play than
I don't
play.
think that's the
I don't
case.
think that would be. I don't.
But I'm also kind of like, how can anyone not take her?
Yeah, and some other like no shade to other players, but I'm like, there's other people on
a healthy Natasha Cloud. All respect to Nika Mule, I really hope her rehab goes well.
Right,
but I would take a healthy Natasha Cloud over an injured Nika Mule.
Yeah, I
2 point guards.
Agree.
I agree.
I'm confused by that.
I remember like, was it the coach? Someone was like, oh, like I've known Nika since she was like young, and we're gonna like get her healthy, and we believe in her. So I'm like, maybe she has like a little, someone's like advocating for her. Which is like good.
That's
for her.
good. But this is also something that I'm confused about. There are development players. There's like spots reserved for development players, and I've only seen, and maybe I'm just not looking in the right spots. I've only seen LA sign Laura Ziegler, who from Louisville, who obviously I like that pick for them because I like Louisville, but like I'm confused about why those kind of designations aren't being used for players either. I kind of feel like there's like if you want to like take on a draft pick, you could take on a veteran and then sign a draft pick as a development player and then have both.
Right.
Yeah. Especially if you're like not really expecting your draft pick to get a ton of playing time. But maybe that just like screws with a salary like maybe it's a salary cap reason, but I'm like
kind of built for that now.
I would think, but I'm just that's why I'm confused because I'm like I'm trying to understand like how anybody
could leave
some of these players. Like
it's got to be like negotiation stuff. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe like a lot of teams already kind of have. I don't think Natasha Cloud would get like a super max, but I feel like she would definitely be entitled to like I don't know, like
like a high range salary.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and maybe like the way that everyone got picked up so fast, like teams just don't have the exact like number that she's looking for to accommodate.
I feel like it has to be something like that, right? Because it can't be about like.
I guess if you look at timing too, like she did let her
like
reps go
like a week ago, like less than 2 weeks ago,
right, and that's when a lot of people were getting
picked
they
up,
had been
which means I feel like if you're firing your agent, that means that like conversations are happening that you probably just don't like
exactly,
but they're occurring.
Yeah. So. Right. But yeah, it's very odd, and I don't claim to understand it.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
Like,
he's not going to be on a team this year.
No
That's
way.
Insane.
Like that doesn't make any sense to me.
There's just no way on God's green earth.
Okay, and here, let me get this straight. Roster spots. There are more teams, and they all still have 12 roster spots, right?
Yeah, but then they can have
They have developmental players.
Yeah,
right. So maybe it's just like in training camp. I mean, there is time for her to get picked up.
There's time, but definitely it's crazy that training camp has started and she's on
it's ending.
I know.
It's ending.
It ends so fast.
Preseason starts.
I know.
Training camp is 1 week.
It's 1 week, and if you want to,
which
see
is also just ridiculous.
It's just not okay.
It's just so fast to turn around.
Like they're making their cuts, and I'm like, they're not going to be, or like what teams are going to be making their cuts, being like, well, we can always add Natasha Cloud in, like at this point, like because why wouldn't they just put her now and have her go to training camp?
And it's also like then she's just gonna have to show up to a team and learn their scheme.
Exactly.
And like they're gonna have to figure out where she fits and
feels ominous.
Where would you put her?
Oh God. Here's the thing. It's like everyone's been so jumbled up.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
That I don't even know. Like
I feel like it feels like Yahtzee or like
Yeah.
Boggle, like where you like
Yeah.
put it
Yes.
all in like the die and like 2 cups and
Yeah.
Yeah, like
People still haven't made their training camp cut. Yeah, like I don't know.
I know it's hard. Once people start making their cuts, I feel like
Some
it'll
of
be
these
easier
teams have
to-
like a bajillion
a
people
ton of
at training camp. I'm like, hello.
The Valks have so
many.
many
I'm like,
people. I
wow.
feel like the Aces kind of have a lot of people.
The Wings have a lot of people.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Making cuts. I'm like, that's a bummer. Yeah, I saw like was it the Mystics did their media day? I was like, don't you still have to cut people?
Yeah, right.
This happens every
so
year.
sad.
I
Every
literally
year.
am like, what a missed opportunity, especially like back in the olden days when it was like 12 players, 12 roster spots. They literally sign like all these players, and every year, like I remember I would watch training camp like it was a freaking reality
Yeah.
TV show. Like what like AP All-American is gonna get dropped. Like because
Sad, yeah.
like it happened every year, and like I think what I was kind of expecting when more teams were added is that would happen less. But now I just feel like it's like just more random players that I literally would never, ever, ever expect. If you could have given me like 15 guesses to be like which player is not going to end up on a roster at the beginning of training,
Not even close.
Natasha Cloud would
Even
not be
Sydney
anyone that
Coulson with her recovering from an
know.
injury and being like on the
even just
older
having
end,
her
like,
locker room presence. Like I feel like
Yes.
that's what she brings
that's
to a
champion.
team more.
that's her draw. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of been her calling card, and how she's made a career for herself is just
Exactly.
being like a glue
good-
person.
yeah.
Yes.
which like is really underrated and like someone that you
especially
need.
when your
And
teams were all scrambled. Like you need
Exactly.
someone-
Right.
Yeah.
And she's maybe not the best player on the team, but she's the best teammate on the team.
exactly.
You know,
So I don't know. It is weird, and I'm like still watching this. Like
I don't know.
we're not gonna know. I feel like you said, it's literally every year. We're not gonna know like the team until you see like opening day, the
Yeah.
starting five on the
I know.
court.
Yeah.
Like that's really what it is.
I know, especially this year
But
with everyone jumbled.
Jumbled.
exactly.
More teams, yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Okay, let's issue our Sky apology. Let's just get it out of the way.
Yeah, we were being
Catherine,
such
would you like to
haters.
start?
So it's actually really interesting. No, I think that I feel like a few weeks ago we were freaking out at the decisions that they had made. I still don't know why they would make the decision to protect their core.
Yeah, I don't
Players?
understand if you're
Yeah.
going to trade everyone away anyway, why you would protect everyone from getting taken.
Right.
Maybe
They
to
had a clear
use them
vision,
to
yeah.
trade.
Right.
Maybe they had a clear vision. Of
I guess I guess that's what they were doing. They were like, we're gonna prevent
this
all
person,
these
for this
people from being taken by the
Right.
expansion draft so that we can trade them
Right.
when
For capital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that kind of makes sense.
yeah.
Sorry.
And then I know, sorry. And then the people they brought in.
It's
I know.
crazy.
I know.
It's
and I
so
have to say,
exciting.
trading Angel Reese away and then bringing in Skylar Diggins, I feel like those two players sit in very similar corners of my brain. Like, obviously, they're different people, but I feel like the fire that they play with is very similar. And obviously, they both have this like ultra feminine, like look good, play good kind of like vibe about them.
Totally.
So I feel like it's like crazy to see them like swap out
Yeah.
Angel and then bring in like Angel 1.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
know what I
lie.
mean?
Like, I love the rebrand that they've done.
It's-
Like,
Yeah.
They've brought in some really
Rakia.
interesting. Rakia!
I was
Rakia,
We're
Dijonay.
so excited.
who's,
Dijonay.
who's injured or
There's, like,
when's she
literally-
coming back? Like,
ooh, good question.
That's a good
but
question.
still.
But it's literally like Batty City.
Now you
It
have
is.
Gabriela Jaquez too.
Yeah,
yeah, that was an exciting pick for us.
I was like, what?
I know.
When she got picked. I don't know why. I didn't think she was going to go. I don't know who I thought was going fifth, but it makes sense now.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I'm excited.
I think
with their roster, yeah.
it's also kind of like, in some ways, honorable to not keep Angel in a place that she clearly didn't want to be
Yeah.
at. And then just be like, okay, like, let's do this from scratch.
Right.
And clearly did something right to bring in all these great players that want to come to Chicago.
I know.
That's awesome.
I also think that, like, clearly they worked with her to find her landing spot that she wanted to go to.
Exactly,
So, like, yeah, it was
exactly.
like a very, like, amicable and, like,
Super
cooperative. Yeah. end to
on
like, her
both
time
sides.
here. Yeah.
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 Shout out.
So if we look at
Sorry again.
some of the big
Yeah, our
names
bad.
on this roster, we have JC Sheldon,
Yeah.
who I feel like people had a lot to say about that trade when it
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
It was before the
Well, she's bounced
vision
around a
was-
little.
It was
Yeah.
before the
too.
draft. It was before.
vision was coming.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
people didn't see
play.
the vision yet. Okay, so we have JC Sheldon. We have a Haley Van Lith,
Right.
Right.
who is, I feel like, still developing.
Still
as a point
developing.
guard.
I think has upside. Still has upside, but still developing.
Yeah. Dejanay,
Yeah.
Skylar Diggins,
Yeah.
Crazy.
Rakia,
Crazy.
Yeah.
Camila Cardoso,
Amazing.
still Courtney Vandersloot,
Right.
You're right. Who's
Azare Stevens.
Right.
Yeah.
That's major.
So
honestly
I
like
feel like they're making moves.
I'm
okay, contender
excited.
question mark?
Yeah.
I know. I
Yeah.
feel like this is
Playoff
like a.
That's a. I was gonna say that's a playoff team to me.
That would be
Ooh,
so
that would
fun.
be so fun. And I feel like when I look at some of the players that they've signed, like the younger players, I feel like a lot of them have a lot of room to grow and develop, like Gabriela Jaquez, for example. So yeah, I think I'm on
good.
board.
Feeling good.
I'm on board with their moves.
Who do you guys think, out of all the UCLA first rounders, like has the most potential this season? Who's gonna have? I don't like to say like who's gonna have the best season, but I feel like that's also the most direct way to word it.
I'm still really high on Angela Dugalich.
Where'd she go again?
She went in the first round.
They all except for one went in the first round. I think.
Yeah.
And then one went like first pick of the second round. So
She went to. Sorry, let me.
just fact checking.
The Mystics.
Okay, I was gonna
Okay,
say
about
the
to say,
Mystics,
they
and then
have-
I felt wrong.
Yeah, because they also
Okay,
have
great.
Lauren.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was like, it can't be the Mystics, but
I think that the Mystics I think they do a really good job of taking like high quality draft picks that maybe like other people aren't paying as close attention to or have overlooked. Like, I think if you look at like their draft class from last year, like Kiki Iriafen,
I was gonna
Sonia Citron,
say,
like
Georgia.
Georgia Amore. Like these are really high quality players. And Georgia Amore is kind of having her rookie season this year because she
Yeah.
tore ACL.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be. I'm excited to watch.
Kiki Iriafen,
She's so
Lauren
damn
Betts,
good.
front court is nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
work.
I
That is
think
a
Lauren
tall-
Betts like has a lot of playing time. Like she went to a team that's super young. Like I feel like
Yeah.
some of the other draftees like went to a team where they might not be like the central piece.
Yeah.
So it's like maybe Lauren has the most opportunity to
They're
like,
gonna
be a
utilize her.
star
Yeah.
from the draft class. Like I don't know.
Kiki's like shooting with Lauren's like inside presence.
I'm excited to watch them. I think they're going to be really fun to watch. I also just think that the rosters are just getting so tall. Have you noticed this? It's like
crazy.
I don't know. Sometimes I just look at the heights on these rosters and I'm like, I don't even know like
They're
where to
gonna be
begin.
Yeah.
No, like I'm like I don't even want to stand next to
Then
these people.
maybe
I'm gonna
more
look.
people will watch.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry.
Crazy.
I don't even have anything to say after that.
No, it's gonna be good. What any big matchups that we're looking forward to?
Well, wait, the broadcast schedule dropped. And okay, the Fever have all games being nationally broadcast.
That's crazy.
The Wings second. Who is third? Aces?
I want to say
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
It's gotta
So that's exciting. So I mean, are the Wings and Fever playing their first in the Wings opening game?
No, I
or
think
is
it's
it preseason?
Isn't Wings Sky the first game?
Oh,
I think. Or is that the first preseason game?
Yeah, I'm getting confused with the preseason. I know the Fever Wings have one coming up, which I feel like because they're both get the biggest, the most broadcast spots. Like clearly they bring the best.
Wings
the most.
Fever is first preseason game,
preseason,
and
okay.
it's the opening game.
Oh
Wow.
Yeah, they're really marketing.
Yeah.
These two, which is like a
That
good
makes
idea.
I think
It's
that's
gonna bring a lot
good.
of people
I also
out.
find it interesting that like isn't it interesting that these two really young teams and then like the aces are the most marketable. Isn't that interesting? Like
It's because of like Asia.
it's got to be.
But, like,
It's because of Asia for sure.
and they are like the reigning champs. Like like a million times, but
But it is like it
interesting.
is kind of funny because it's like one of these things is not like the other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like okay, I always find it interesting to look at like how the league is thinking about marketing these
Yeah.
games. Like
Well, it's like we're gonna take the two like young, like soon to be face of the league players
Yeah.
and put them against each other. And then in third it'll be the 3-time MVP,
Yeah.
3-time
Exactly,
WNBA
Right.
exactly.
champion, I guess, which
Yeah.
is just ridiculous.
I know.
Because you're like, what?
it's just I
Yeah.
feel like that's also just a testament of like the fan base that's coming in. Maybe
Yeah.
like
Right.
it is
like what they're
because like marketing wise,
for.
it's like definitely a good idea to like broadcast those games. Like it
yeah,
is gonna
absolutely.
be.
When you think about it from a
Bringing the eyes.
basketball standpoint,
Yeah,
It's just
from an
quite
achievement
funny. Yeah.
standpoint, you're like,
Yeah, it's
what?
like
What?
what's
The
going
worst,
on?
one of the worst teams in the league last year. The
I know.
Wings.
It's getting all their
Yeah.
games broadcast.
But like, I mean, this year they'll be, I think,
contender.
Yeah, much
Us about
better.
every
I mean,
team. We're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
so
wait,
they're-
everybody's a
Contenders, they're going to
contender.
the playoffs.
yeah,
Like,
we'll see who sucks actually.
yeah.
Okay.
It should be interesting to see. We'll have a lot more to talk about in terms of what teams actually look like. I feel like once we see them play
Yeah,
together.
what the rosters are.
Yeah.
Who's signed.
And obviously that's going to be different because the preseason games are more so for people trying to make the roster and
Yeah.
stuff. But I still think it'll be cool to see.
Yeah,
I know.
we'll see. And then the season kicks off super soon.
we're going to have a lot to talk about.
It's going to
Yeah.
be so fun.
Yeah,
it's going to be the best W season ever. 30
Ever
years.
30th? Yay!
Oh my God, I
Crazy.
can't believe it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yay!
All right. Nice and tight little up for y'all to,
Yeah.
to chew on before
Yeah.
preseason
I
weekend.
mean, there's a,
Yeah.
ASMR.
Oh.
everyone who has headphones on is like, oh my God,
Recoiling.
I'm never listening again.